This is a biggie, a big one. And if this is big time, and if communication goes wrong, everything else goes wrong. If you have a problem in other areas and you can communicate, you can work it out. And men have big time problems with communicating. We're not so good. We're not good communicators. And so we have to be extra careful that we work on this aspect because it's very important. He says, I can just hear you moaning. I know you've been at work all day, men, he says. You've been paying the bills, mowing the lawn, making sure both cars are running properly. The last thing you want to do is to talk. And oh, how a woman can talk. They talk about this and they talk about that. What so and so said, and how so and so did this, and what they saw here and what they did here. But brother, that's the way God made them. As a man, you've got to learn to meet that need within them. Communication is linked to a woman's need for a close relationship. It's joined to her trust and unlocks the door to honesty and openness. So, we got to learn to communicate. Men, as much as you may want her to, as much as you may want her to, a woman can't read your mind. You may be well aware of why you're doing something, but you have to communicate that to her. Instead of getting frustrated, stop for a moment and realize what's going on. And if you haven't communicated, communicate. And the last thing that I want to read about communicating, by taking the time to talk with your wife or with your fiancé, she won't be moved or upset by what others say or the thoughts that invade her mind. She may hear a rumor. Oh, somebody may tell her that she saw you with some lady walking down the street. Now it was your colleague. Now you have good reason to be in the restaurant with this lady because it was a business meeting and there are others there. But somebody will say they saw you. So the best thing to do is when you get home, tell her about it. And say, well, had this meeting and so was there. Don't tell her the name of the person. Be open and honest. And then when she hears it, she will just trust you. That's how it goes, women? What? Most of the time? All right. Realize that communication has a purpose. Seek to understand and to resolve any issues at hand. If you have issues, if you have problems, talk it out. Exercise your communication skills by talking to her. If you are dating, spend evenings talking and getting to know each other. By allowing her to be your best friend, life can be very rewarding to you. Honesty and openness. A woman loves an honest and an open man. Keep in mind that your woman has put her trust in you, meaning she wants a relationship with you. Honesty is irresistible to a woman because it produces trust. If a woman doesn't trust you, she has no confidence in you or in the relationship. You never want to violate her trust in you. When you are wrong, men, about something, be honest. Don't be too prideful to say, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Sometimes men think that admitting their mistakes makes them look small. On the contrary, that man, listen to this, man. Brother Max, listen to it. I don't know. I just saw you looking at me. Anyway. On the contrary, that man will look and will be a giant in the eyes of his woman when he admits his faults. So, husbands, you want to look great in the sight of your wife? Admit. Some? All the time. Financial support. Men, never make a woman feel that she is your meal ticket. If you do that, the first three things we've already discussed will fly out of the window if you're always depending on her. If you go somewhere to eat, for her to pay. If you are just expecting her, especially if you're not married, as he mentions here a few times, if you're not married, don't take your clothes to her for her to wash them. That's a marital duty. She's not supposed to cook your food. All right? And there are men who would do that. Oh, well, have this girlfriend, fiancé, and they'll go to visit her all the time. Trying to see if she can wash or cook. But before you met her, what happened? Who did it? Before you met her. And you're not married yet. Before you met her, who did it? If you are dating, you can show godly character by your personal financial responsibility. If you want help, if you want to help her financially, and women, see if this works. If you want to help her financially, fill her car up with gas. Or take it to the car wash and have it detailed. Bring groceries to her house and cook dinner for the two of you. Little things like those show her the kind of provider you will be. So this is when you're dating and, you can cook a meal for her. Family, yes? Question.
You're going to wash your car. You're going to fill it with gas. Going to buy groceries for her. And if you bring your clothes once in a while, she could do that too.
But don't make it a habit. And, don't make it a habit to fill her car either. That's supposed to be something special that you're doing. A gift. You're showing your appreciation. If it becomes a regular thing that, she doesn't fill her car anymore because she's expecting you, then things have gone the other way. Family commitment. Women look for men who will be committed. Your woman must know that without a shadow of doubt, you will be there for her and your family or future family. She must have that assurance that you won't run off with someone else. Huh? Repeat it again. She must have the assurance, must feel in her heart that you won't run off with another woman after she has given birth to your children and invested herself in the relationship. Men do that. After they've had children with their wife, then they leave and they start another family. She should have that family, feel the family commitment. Although your job provides income, housing, and security for the family, it takes more than that to show your commitment. It takes more than money, more than a roof over her head, more than the insurance being paid to show commitment. You can begin by showing interest in your children. Or if you're dating someone with children, try taking them out also. So then you show interest in her children, right? Most importantly, teach your children the Word of God. Be committed to training them in the ways of the Lord. A woman will see your commitment by the interest you show in her and how involved you are with her life. That doesn't mean calling her 20 times a day to see what she's up to. Instead, find out what's important to her and show your support. She will also notice your level of commitment by what you value, the strength of your character, and so forth. That's why you need to date someone, and this is his advice, at least a year. Because in that time, all of these things will come to the surface. Men are responsible for their family. It shows responsibility. Who did God go to after Eve had sinned? He went to Adam. Because Adam was in charge. Adam was responsible. God had said to Adam, you shall not eat of the tree. Probably he conveyed that to Eve, but she had long eyes. Anyway, she fell. She was deceived. She ate, and then she gave to him. He was wrong. He was at fault. He should not have eaten. But perhaps for the sake of his wife, you know, sometimes, and husbands, we do that. We do that. For her sake. For peace sake. What? I don't want to have her nagging me, so let me eat. So that happens very often. And so we become responsible. God is going to hold us men responsible for our families. Now, in the next chapter, his wife speaks to the ladies. Says, yes.
Culture-wise, you do not think there is a difference? We West Indian don't grow up that way. Now, some of us are accustomed to give our wife maybe flower on her birthday and probably on Christmas. If we make a mistake, bring a flower in the week, first thing they're going to think, aha, is something he wants. A lot of women.
If you make a mistake,
and bring a bouquet of flower. First thing in the back of them eye is something he want to buy.
Ladies, is that how you think?
Yes.
Huh? Ladies, do you agree with Deacon Jack? Let me see those of you who agree. It depends on the relationship that you developed during your dating and before marriage. It really depends on the relationship that you have developed. If this is how you were during your dating period, that you didn't need to wait until a particular event in her life to show appreciation, but you do it from time to time on a regular basis and so forth, then she won't suspect that, you want something. So, those of you who are still going to date or dating, yeah, that. Okay. So if you are looking, here's what she says, to establish a successful relationship, you should first understand the following principles about yourself. So here is Taffy Dollar, Creflo Dollar's wife, saying to women, you need to understand yourself. You need to understand your value. And she goes then to Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. And that says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Very valuable. Before, she says to women, you can establish a successful relationship with another person, you must first understand your worth and your